All right, good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a good week. I did. Had a lot of good meditations and did a lot of fun things this week. I hope y'all did as well, too. So if you're new on here, then you don't know, then we talk about meditation. We do a group meditation at the end. We've got a poll going. I don't know where you can find it on there, but just go over there and vote for which meditation you want to do. If you don't know what the meditations are, just pick one. It's just kind of, I don't know, it just gives you a little something to do over there. Press a button while I'm sitting here doing a little talking. But so pick out the meditations we're doing. You are the placebo. Synchronize your energy to abundance. That's a good one. The generous present moment. And space, time, space, which I think we've done before. So thank you, everybody, for showing up. All right, let me see here. Let me get my notes together so I can kind of be professional. So I want to talk about the Facebook group that I've got. If nobody's been a part of that, and also if you haven't subscribed to this channel, right now would be a good time to do it. You could like this video, subscribe, and then you could even hit the bell notification that way. So when I do go live, then you could get a notification that that's what we're doing. So there is also a Facebook group. There's like a link to it, but I don't have that. Just if you type in Meditation Monday, Gregory Hodges, it'll come up. So far, people have not had a problem with that. I think even just putting in Meditation Monday, it pulls up. So also, one moment. I got a link. I've got a link down in the description below about these Manta masks. I make like 72 cents every time you buy one, but they're really great masks. So I'm not really trying to make money, just trying to let you know about it. But there's a link down there that does kind of help the channel. So if you want to buy one of those, then that would be great. So there's the Manta Sleep Mask, and then they got the Pro, and then also a silk one that I would recommend. So let's see who's on here today. Who we got? Let me get to the comments. Jen showed up. I see Jen. Katie's here. Katie from Greer, I think, right? Yep, Greer. Elizabeth. I think Elizabeth's been here before. Dana McCarthy from Illinois. Thanks for showing up, Dana. All right, Amy Brockman from Indiana. Nice. All right, well, it looks like a few more people showed up. Just type in where you're from, and there's no cover charge. There's no fee to get in here. So we're going to talk for a little bit, and then we're going to be meditating here in a little bit. So be sure to vote over there for the poll. So a couple things I was going to talk about. I got something special planned today. But the first thing I was going to talk about was your expectations going into a meditation. You should go into every meditation with no expectations. You're out there, you're looking for something. I find that a lot of people are looking for something that's familiar to them. And typically when you're in a meditation, you're going to start to experience things that you can't relate it to anything that you've ever experienced before. That's why they call them mystical experiences. So that's why just go in with no expectations. If you have expectations, you don't even know what you're looking for. So once you really connect with the meditation. So just wanted to share that. Just little gold nuggets here and there every once in a while to try to get your mind right, get your perception right. Now, the thing that I got worked up for you, I'm not very technologically, I'm kind of technologically challenged. Pavlina showed up. She's awake. She's from London, the UK. I met her out in Cartagena, Colombia. Thanks for making it. I know it's been a struggle the past couple of weeks. It's got to be, I don't know what time it is out there, but it's probably not 7:30. So, all right. So another thing that I wanted to talk about is, and maybe some of y'all know this, but for other people that are going to watch the live stream later on, this is for them as well too. But basically, I find that a lot of people that are frustrated with meditation is they talk a lot about their thoughts and how they can't stop their thoughts. And how that's holding them back from being able to connect with meditation. And so I made up a little slideshow, and I want to just kind of explain. I'll just get into it. I think it'll be self-explanatory. But so the first slide I've got here is a picture of the Los Angeles freeway. And so what the Los Angeles freeway represents to me, when somebody tells me that they're having trouble with their thoughts, and they can't stop the thoughts, I automatically, for some reason, my brain always thinks, I used to live out in Los Angeles, but the LA freeway, like you're going to stop traffic in Los Angeles. That's like impossible. It's not going to happen. So I don't care how good you are. You're just not going to stop your thoughts, and you're not going to stop the traffic. So when you go to meditate, you come out here in the traffic. Yeah, I'll put that together. If you can't see that, I got a little illustration here. That's you right there. You're in the middle of the traffic, and you're trying to meditate. You're saying, look, I can't meditate under this. Look at all this traffic. They're about to run me over. It's stressful. They're honking at me. And so, again, those cars are all your thoughts. And though, you have, it makes it challenging. And I understand that. You're looking at all this and going, how am I supposed to meditate if all this traffic's there? And so what a lot of people do is say, I can't meditate until I stop the traffic. You're not going to stop that. So what happens a lot is there's one of three things that can happen when you're in this situation. One, you can just give up and not meditate. And two is you can just start meditating. This traffic has nothing to do with you connecting with the meditation. It's just be your preference if it were not there. It seems like it makes it hard. Meditation is not hard. That's what makes it so hard. R3, you could just start meditating from here. But if you are struggling with all these thoughts and feel like you're in the middle of the Los Angeles freeway with cars honking at you and blowing by you, going 90, feel like you're about to get run over by a car, well, then there are some strategies that you can do to be able to quiet your mind. And those different strategies to quiet your mind is breath work. So Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about several different types of breath work. There's Wim Hof out there that talks about breath work. And breath work is basically, it will help quiet your mind. It'll settle down your mind. It'll make the traffic go from a bunch of cars to just a few there. So breath work is good in that. Ice baths is very similar. All these strategies that kind of get you to the same result. Ice baths is, you get an ice bath. If you got a million thoughts on your mind, if you jump into, 40-degree water, all you can think about is that water. And when you get out, your body's kind of beat up from it. You don't really have a whole lot of thoughts in your mind other than try to get warm. And it just sucks all those thoughts out. And that's what all these strategies are. Another one that works for me that I don't hear anybody talking about, but I find very similar results to, is that are comparable to breath work or even ice baths, is working out. If you go run 2, 3, 4, 5 miles or go do a vigorous workout, your body's going to be tired to where you don't have the energy to deal with all those thoughts. And you kind of, run or jog those thoughts out of your mind. Another one that people talk about is staying up late. Like, they say there's science, that there's melatonin at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's the best time to meditate, which that's probably true. But I think for me, what I've noticed is staying up late. It just makes it to where you don't care. You give up. You get over yourself. And so you don't really have the energy or the power to try to stay focused on all of this traffic nonsense over here. So these are the strategies. And once you go through one of these strategies, now that doesn't mean you're meditating. What that means is now you're on this freeway. I know y'all are liking this. So this freeway, and in case you didn't notice, I got another illustration here. There you are. That's it right there. So now this is the Los Angeles freeway, but this is more like at the 2 o'clock traffic. Sure, there's still some cars, but there's not 10,000 cars on the road stacked up next to each other. This is a little more tolerable, and that's what these strategies right here will do, is get you to right here. So you don't get rid of the thoughts. The thoughts are going to always be there. They're going to be there whether you like it or not. You can't ever stop them. It's like a crappy roommate inside of your mind. It's always going to be going off on something. So here you are. You did a strategy. You did either the breath work, you did ice bath, you did a working out. You worked out, you stayed up late, or meditated at 3 a.m. So now you've quieted your mind. So now there's traffic, but this is more tolerable. Now you can actually feel like you could cross the street without getting hit. No, it's not as stressful. It's very, very different looking. So again, here's my illustration I put up earlier. So now the goal is we want to get to this. And to me, this represents meditation. This represents to me connecting with the meditation, the quantum, whatever you want to call it. For some reason, I love this photo. I like the colors in it. But to me, that feels like that's what it feels like when I'm in a meditation a lot of times. That's like the foundation of what the meditation is. There's a lot more that happens, but it kind of always seems like it takes me there. So once you get to this place and you've quieted your mind and the traffic's cut down, the thoughts are still there. You haven't gotten rid of them. You just quieted your mind. Now it's time to meditate. So you're over here in the picture on the left is you in this traffic right there, where there's a few cars and it's a little more tolerable. Now you can start to meditate. It's not as scary. You feel like I said, you could cross the road and start meditating to connect with what's over here on the right side. Now, in order to do that, there's several strategies as well too. So this is, if we go here, different ways to get into a meditation. One is to focus on a chakra. I personally focus on my heart chakra. And you could focus on any other chakra you want to. You could focus on all of them. You could focus on your breath. Focus your attention on your breath. You could focus on a mantra, which is like a phrase. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Somebody could probably correct me, but I don't have all the meditation dictionary with me. But, or you could focus on a word. Some people just focus on a word. At the end of the day, all of these little strategies are doing the same thing. And what they're doing is these focusing on your chakra or focusing on your breath or focusing on the mantra or word. What it's doing is taking that analytical mind and giving it something to do. So while you give it something to do, now that part of your brain is kind of connected. It's busy. It's tied up. And so that's the part of your brain that's worried about all the traffic. You've quieted it down with the ice bath or breath work, and now you've gone into the meditation. You're focusing your attention on a chakra or your breath. And I also want to say this is the word focus is probably too strong of a word in my opinion. I always think of focus as like you're like giving all of your attention. You're giving it more than you should. This is really kind of just like you just want to daydream in that area. And you just kind of it's not focusing all of your attention. It's just focusing some attention there. And with not a lot of effort. I think this is where people get it wrong when they want to put in a lot of effort. And I don't see that working. Meditation is not hard. I think everybody wants to make it more complicated than it is. And they think it's supposed to be hard because it's this hard thing to achieve. But really, it's so easy to achieve that that's what makes it hard. So focus is probably too strong of a word because I always feel like for the word focus is like you just give it everything you got on this one thing. And I don't think that's not what I do. And I don't hear other people really doing that either. So it's more of just kind of like a daydream in that area. But what you're doing by focusing on the chakra, your breath, a mantra, or a word, you are giving your analytical mind something to do so you can break away. And now your mind can separate. Now, here we are on another slide. I know I did a lot of work on this. I know y'all like this. So now here you are. You're meditating. Now, if you look here on the left, you're starting to meditate. You've focused your analytical mind on a chakra, and the other part of your mind has started to move to the meditation, which is on the right over here. So now you're in this meditation space. You got a little alien back there. Crazy stuff happens when you're in this space right here. But the analytical mind is back over here on the left. If you notice here on the left side, there's still traffic going on. Those thoughts are still going. The interstate's still there and you're still there. And this is where people talk about you're separate from your body and you escape that. It's not something that you have to do. It's just something that your mind starts to drift away and drift off into this space on the right. As long as you give your analytical mind something to do to where you don't focus on the traffic that's around you, which is focus on your chakra or focus on your breath and so forth. So now, with that being said, I also want to note, I want to make a point, bring to your attention that people talk about that they want to stop their thoughts or they don't want to think about it. They aren't supposed to think of anything. Well, that's just not true at all. Like I said, those thoughts are going to keep going. Now, this right here is if you notice at this stage, we're meditating. We're over here being all zen, looking at aliens, got it in the dark space over here. Things are cooking. Things are going good. This meditation is going great. But over here on the left, it's still happening. Now, what I equate this to is, the volume of all this, the traffic, your thoughts, who you are, has just been turned down. If you see, it's gotten very transparent, or translucent maybe is the better word. It's gotten very translucent to where it's just not really there anymore. It's almost kind of like elevator music in an elevator. It's there, but you don't really pay attention to it because your analytical mind's taking care of that. The rest of your mind has moved on from there. You're separate from it. So now you're over here in the meditation. So I will say that it's kind of like watching your favorite TV show or your favorite movie. What this space is right here. let me try to elaborate a little bit more. This may not be the best example, but basically, it's almost kind of like watching your favorite movie when you were a kid, the one that you get real excited about. You get so excited about that you just have to watch every second. Well, while you are watching the movie, you have a remote control in your hand. And I don't know, this may be a little bit too far-fetched, but you've got a remote control in your hand. So that remote control is the equivalent of what your thoughts are during this meditation. It's there, but you're not focusing on it. You're focusing 99.9% of your attention on this great movie that you're watching, whatever it is. And you know the remote control's in your hand, but you just kind of forgot about it. It's there. You're going to come back to it at some point to turn off the TV. Just like you're going to come back to this interstate here with all this traffic here at some point. You're going to come back to your body. So I may have over-explained. I probably overthought this a little too much, but I just wanted to share this because I think a lot of people get this wrong. And they think that you're not supposed to think of anything. And as I'm doing this, I'm realizing this might be more of like a step-by-step guide on how to meditate. But it's really, I wanted to show it to be able to just let you know that you don't have to. Let me come back to here so you guys think I still exist here. Hold on one second. I wanted to just share it with you because you don't have to eliminate your thoughts. You just don't want to engage with your thoughts. You just want to turn the volume down. And how you do that is by focusing on a word. Give your analytical mind something to do. So that's the end of my presentation that I put together. I put that together earlier today. I'm very proud of myself. It's I think it's at a 4th grade skill level there, but I did it. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. I hope that helps some people out there because that's why I do this whole thing is I don't do it for any kind of ego. I play music already. I have people watch me play music. My ego gets taken care of there. I've just experienced this meditation and it's helped and benefited my life so much. And I've experienced such crazy, wild, bizarre things. I honestly feel like I've gotten the cheat code to life that I do this because I want to have a powerful group meditation with like-minded people, but also to be able to share, to be able to try to help pull people to the other side. Because I know it's frustrating. I've been there before. It's frustrating to be on that other side of the fence and go, man, I want to do it. I want to get there. But you just don't know how. But if you follow this little thing here, if you want to go back and watch the video here, and just get over yourself. Don't think that it's supposed to go a certain way. I find that people think that it's supposed to happen a certain way. I'll have people call me and they'll say, I'm frustrated with meditation. I don't know how to do it. And they'll say, well, what do you do when you meditate? And they go, well, first of all, I burn sage. And then I go around the house and I make sure the sage is burned everywhere. And then I go and do this. I drink like some kind of, apple cider vinegar concoction before they get started. They may smoke a little weed. And but the thing is those things aren't necessary for meditating. Those are things that you want to do. Those are your preferences. And I personally think that's your ego taking over. You're trying to make it comfortable. You want to do it your way. You're trying to control this meditation. You should be able to do this if you're in the middle of the LA freeway or if you're in the middle of next to, whether you're the LA freeway or if you're sitting on your couch at your house or sitting next to a waterfall. I just saw a video the other day of people meditating in Times Square. There's a group of like 100 people meditating out there. I mean, if you could do it out there, you could do it anywhere. No pun intended. Maybe some people get that, maybe not. But anyway, I hope this is making sense. Let me see if people are still with me. Or they? All right, so let's see if... all right. All right, so far nobody's left. That's good. I must have made a little sense here. All right, so Pavlina's awake. That's where we're at. Does anybody have any questions? Is there anything anybody would like to talk about or ask? I guess Soria, I'm sorry, I totally did not pronounce your name right, from Brazil. Jane from Vermont showed up. Hello, Jane. Jen's here. Do a video on all different types of breath. Yeah, I know you've asked me to do that before. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. It takes a lot of work to do videos. But I also have to make a living too, so I'm working on it. All right, more midnight meditations, please. I do little pop-up meditations just kind of randomly. I'll just send out a little blast of, hey, we're going to meet together this evening and meditate at midnight. All right, so let's see, great. All right, Elizabeth from Brazil, I think. No, she's just saying yes, Brazil. All right. So does anybody have any questions? It's 7:53. If you haven't voted for the meditation, now would be a good time to do it. Or it looks like synchronize your energy to abundance is just blown everything else away. So I don't think that's going to be able to catch up at all between the 15 votes we got. But so that's what we're going to do. So if you guys are ready, we'll go ahead and get started on that. Give me just a second here to pull up my Zoom. Unless anybody has any questions, always you can feel free to ask at any time if you want to. I'm not, it's not a professional thing here. I'm just here. All right, give me just a moment, please. Oh, Lord. Okay.
Recording in progress.
All right, give me just a moment. All right, so I've got the link here. I'm going to put it in the comments, and you guys can come join us. We're going to do synchronize your energy to the abundance, which means we're all going to make a lot of money this week and next month. All right, so let's see if people are getting in. I should have put that in the comments. Did that not work? All right, people are coming in. Good. All right, so give me just a second here. We're going to switch this over. All right. So everybody come over into the Zoom call, and we're going to get started here in a few minutes. And what I'm probably going to do, I'm going to do something a little bit different than what I've done in the past. I got to log in here, so give me just a second. All right, that's... All right, what we're going to do is 7:55. We're going to get started here. All right, let's make sure everybody gets muted here. All right, let me mute you guys. All right, right now I'm going to play Dr. Joe's introduction to this meditation, and we're going to give it 5 minutes in case anybody needs to use the restroom or anything. But we will play Dr. Joe's little description of what to do during this meditation. So here it is. And that's only 5 minutes.
Greetings, everybody. Dr. Joe here. I wanted to take a moment and give you an explanation of the what and the why in regard to this meditation so that the how gets easier. Most of us spend the majority of our lives living in separation, fooled by our senses into polarity and duality. We feel a lack of something or a lack of a feeling, and we spend our whole entire lives manifesting that feeling go away by creating experiences, skills and abilities and making the right choices, and all of those things take time for our manifestations to appear in our lives. And that is how we create in the realm of three-dimensional reality, in the realm of space and time. We have a formula that we have taught people over the course of the last several years to have them move into the realm of time-space, the quantum. And in time-space, there's nothing physical, local in space and time. In fact, the quantum field is an invisible field of energy that exists beyond space and time. And everything exists there as possibilities, as a thought, as a frequency, and every thought has a frequency. So I'm going to take you on a journey first to open your heart, and that's important because you're going to be using it because it has, when it's activated, a magnetic signal that expands around the body. And we've done enough research to know that when your heart gets orderly and coherent, it energizes the brain. It acts as an amplifier to send energy to the brain so there's energy to create with. Always said that the thought and the feeling you draw to then back. The thought is the electrical charge in the quantum field, and the feeling is the magnetic charge. And it requires then a coherent brain and a coherent heart to broadcast an electromagnetic field that will begin to affect every area of your life. And think of a coherent brain and a coherent heart as a strong Wi-Fi signal. You're connected to something. So after we open your heart, and once energy makes it to the heart, it goes to the brain, and the field around your heart begins to expand. We're activating that heart, that creative center, the center of wholeness, for a reason. Next, the music will change. You'll unfold into that infinite blackness, the quantum field. There's nothing material there. It's a realm beyond space and time. It's the quantum. Everything's connected. And in this realm, in the realm of thought, there's all possibilities. And we are going to tune in to the frequency of abundance. You're going to become aware of it with your mind. And you're going to stay connected to it. Now you're on a wavelength. You're on a frequency. And that's the thought you're sending out. The feeling then, to draw it back, is going to require you to open your heart. So we'll tune into the frequency of abundance. You'll lock into it. Then you'll draw and experience abundance to you with your heart. Now, most people want abundance because they want freedom. So the second frequency we'll tune into is the frequency of freedom. It exists in the quantum field. All you have to do is find it, feel it, pay attention to it, stay aware of it, moment after moment after moment. Lock into it and remember the feeling. Now you're on a wavelength. That's the thought. You're conscious of something. You're aware of something, aware of its potential. And you are going to then draw an experience of freedom to you with your heart. You're going to synchronize your energy, or synchronicity in your life gives you more freedom. And you're going to draw to you with your heart. And how is it going to come? The third, opportunity. You're going to tune into a frequency of a new opportunity. Why not? Because a new opportunity could bring you abundance and freedom. You're going to find something that you're going to pay attention to it, and then you are going to draw that experience to you with your heart. And I want you to feel it. I want you to feel all freedom back with your heart. And you will draw that experience to you, the experience of a new opportunity with your heart. When that finishes and the music changes, I'll ask you to lay down, give your body a little time just to consolidate all that is remaining. Work on being
它不是
allow the autonomic nervous system
很有声音吗？
to I hope you enjoy it.
没有声音。
All right. All right, Pam, are you there? For some reason, I can't mute you, but if you could please mute yourself before we get started, Pam, that would be great.
All right, Pam, are you there?
All right. Are you guys ready? Let me just do one thing. I'm sorry. Let me